Hi, I want to talk about the importance of being creative when taking on different encounters in tabletop role-playing games as a player character. I think this was perfectly showcased or displayed in my recent part 8 of the Ravenhawk campaign. Eli, Big Bad RPG, and in that particular session, I would say especially RPG Grandma, gave us a perfect example of that. This is going to contain spoilers, of course. If you haven't seen that part or the other parts of the Ravenhawk campaign, please check out the playlist in the description below. Every single encounter should be looked at as a problem to be solved. Sometimes you want to solve it through combat, but perhaps because of a certain attitude or habit of sometimes people playing tabletop role-playing games as if they were a board game or a video game. Sometimes they don't realize that you have so many resources at your disposal, not only related to the abilities of your player character, but also the environment itself, or even things that you cannot even fathom or even come close to understanding unless you are at that moment and suddenly you realize, hey, what if I use this effect or this object or talk to this non-player character or something to accomplish this or that? I was surprised. All of that session kept surprising me constantly as I was presenting the enemies, and they kept on taking on these enemies in the most clever ways possible. Especially when it comes to the golem that was charging at them. RPG Grandma had the idea of perhaps opening the door and allowing the golem to pass by, but this golem was bent on killing them. But then they started to wrestle with him. It was so cool. You could clearly see RPG Grandma as Moo, the Minotaur, wrestling with the golem, and then Eli and Jace keeping the golem down, tying him up, rather her, because she was like a monstrous lady golem. They threw the golem outside, and then they locked the door, and they were using the non-player characters as well, because they knew that the mongrel men were moving about the area. They would obviously spot the golem, they would be afraid for their lives, and they would get the abbot to control or tame that beast, that construct. The way that they handle and I think RPG Grandma really took the spotlight because of her clever ideas. The way of how she thought of getting that statuette through the opening in the door of the cell, just bribing the enemies with food, because these mongrel men, they are not exactly the most sane individuals. They are starving, they are ravenous perhaps, so they are looking for food. They have a very basic understanding because they are not completely animalistic. When it comes to the mysterious cube outside in the graveyard, now they are going to use that cube for some sort of purpose. What sort of plan are they going to prepare in order to perhaps could it be? The campaign is still ongoing, so I will keep my mouth shut about that. But could they actually take down Strahd with that explosive object? We shall have to wait and see. And what other strange artifacts from the barrier peaks, or what other even limitations were placed throughout the valley? This is a valley where beings from many other planes of existence make their way into it. There are many mysteries to be understood yet. I also like the contrast because this is a sandbox campaign. You will encounter enemies with a great difference, greatly differing when it comes to the levels of power. In the case of the shadows, they were a medium threat, but not so much that it would be like the most dangerous encounter. The golem was slightly more difficult, but I think they also did great in taking on the golem. But they still don't know the exact power level of the abbot. After all, the abbot was willing to murder the entire village, kill everyone in the village. Is that just like insanity on his part? Or is he that powerful? Is he close to Strahd in levels of power? Is he at the same level? Is he stronger than Strahd? Is he even a he? Or is it something else? Right? So there are many mysteries. And because Eli, Big Val RPG, and RPG Grandma were cautious, because Jace, Moo, and Marcus, they have their own objectives, their own goals. They want to stay alive, they want to thrive, they want to achieve their dreams, their objectives, everything. They are analyzing every single step of the way, analyzing the situation in order to come up with the right strategies and tactics. I am very excited, very excited. I am looking forward to the next session. Things are coming together. It is like a vortex. I am really looking forward to see how the conclusion of this section of the campaign is going to end. It's been a while. It's been a while since I have been surprised in so many ways in a single session. That was perfect. I also like it that you had some like the typical suspense movies or horror movies moments when they were like, "Where's Ismark?" And they don't know if something bad happened to him. I also like it that the way they interacted with the mongrel men, playing a ball game with the decapitated head, making their way into the structure, into the complex, getting all friendly with them. They avoided unnecessary battles, and now they obtained a lot of information. Perhaps it would have been very difficult to infiltrate the place. What if they presented themselves as intruders? You don't know exactly how the abbot was going to react to them in that situation specifically. You do have some patterns as to his attitude, but he seems to be insane, apparently. Or perhaps he just looks at things differently, who knows? But thanks to all of that, they even obtained a new ally, Esmeralda, Van Richten's apprentice. So overall, a very satisfying session, and with many lessons on how you can creatively take on the different encounters in any adventure or campaign. As always, thank you for watching my videos, thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, there is no place for stupidity in tabletop role-playing games, unless you are role-playing as a stupid character. Once again, thank you, and see you later.